Guys out there, could you please bring it in a little closer to the chalk line? We're waiting on you. Everyone turn your heads. We're waiting for these guys over here. Can you guys please bring it in a little closer? Otherwise this thing gets stopped because they got to go up and down here with the security cards. Woo! It's like herding kittens, man. all right, Chris.
Yes, sir.
My name's Chad. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Chad.
Okay, so you're going to take the good person test. Here we go. First, let's start off with a little bit of a qualifier here. Chris, what do you think a good person is?
I think it's somebody who indiscriminately shows kindness to everybody.
Okay. All right, it's a relative statement right there. Okay, let's just do a little suppose. Suppose, okay? Suppose I'm a really, bad guy. I'm a child molester and a rapist and a murderer. Would you think that I'm wrong?
I think that, again, morality is subjective, but, Jesus and Lao Tzu tell us to love everybody.
Okay, that's a pretty good general rule of thumb. It's a kind of a scary thing what you just said, though.
Yeah.
Morality is subjective. So what about Hitler? Because he thought that he was really helping the world out in his subjective point of view to go ahead and wipe out the Jews.
Like I said, everybody has their own perspective, but, we have to live in a civil society and, love others as, we love do unto others as you have them do unto you,
Okay, so as far as perspective goes, though, Hitler wasn't actually wrong, only in people's perspectives?
I would say, ultimately, yeah, in a civil society, you can't act, vehemently, opposed to the good of all.
Okay, so in Nazi Germany, what Hitler did, if we lived over there, that was the right.
No, I would have definitely fought against it.
Okay, yeah. But there's nothing actually wrong about what Hitler did. It's only wrong in your opinion?
I would say, I don't adhere to one doctrine, but I would say, yeah, it's wrong.
Okay, well let's go to something that will resonate with us folks a little bit more.
Right.
Is it wrong to rape?
Yes.
Okay, now if I was a rapist and I wanted to rape, all right, and I believe here we are, we just evolved, all we are is just molecules in motion. I'm an animal, survival of the fittest, just like a lion goes to spread his progeny. If I wanted to go out and do that, would you think that I was wrong?
Absolutely. It's a nihilistic point of view.
That's a good point. You said absolutely. Now, how can that be absolutely wrong if you said morality is just subjective, which means just up to the people?
Right. I would say both. What I said applies to both. But, we're living in a society, where we need to be civil, so that's where it becomes wrong and unjust, yeah.
Yeah, but the whole live and let live, that might be your morality, but here I am, I'm coming to you as this rapist, and I'm saying, why should I adopt your morality? All right?
I believe in, I don't necessarily believe in one doctrine, but I kind of adhere to a viewpoint of karma and cosmic retribution. So what you give is what you get, and that combined with living in a civil society, it becomes something that's wrong.
Okay, but there's nothing really real about that, because this is what the thing is. If it's wrong, it's been wrong, it's absolutely wrong, and it has nothing to do with our subjective opinions.
I think that's just as real as any man-made religion.
Okay, well, he said it's man-made, so the thing like rape or child molestation being wrong is just a man-made idea. It's not actually wrong.
Because we're all primates.
Really?
We're all primates, so, do we want to live like primates and rape and kill indiscriminately, or do we want to rise above that and have a more civil existence?
Well, I think it's obvious to the masses that the case is that they want to get along with each other. But what I'm asking you is it seems you can't condemn the man that says, I don't believe in God, and if I could steal somebody's wallet and get away with it without getting punched in the face, there's no good reason for me not to. In fact, I just got money doing that, so it's aided to my survival, and the person never found out about it.
It should be condemned. You're right.
It should be condemned.
Right.
All right. Now, in order to say things should be a certain way, you're obviously pointing out that there's a way things are supposed to be, and this guy's not doing it. It's like something's crooked if you have a straight measuring rod to judge off of.
Right.
Now, in order to have this straight measuring rod and not have our feet firmly planted in midair, relative, just moving around, going with things, we need something that's absolute. Morality needs to be absolute. If morality is just, I say morality.
Your idea of God and my idea of God could be something totally different. So even a belief in God or the Bible isn't absolute because anybody can interpret it any way they want.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, here I'm playing this out. I'm not believing in God here, right? I'm the atheist that wants to go out and rape people, all right? And I'm not saying that you have to be a believer in God in order to do good things. I'm saying there has to be a God in order to justify an absolute morality. Otherwise, all we are is just subjective human beings arguing on the same level, not getting anywhere. Actually, the real right or the real wrong, this is how it's figured out when we only argue on this level. Whoever has the biggest muscles or the biggest guns. That's who wins the day. But we don't want to say morality is just up to human beings like that, because then there really is no right, no wrong. It's just an illusion.
But you're taking for granted that someone can absolutely say what God's will is if you believe in God. So
now,
by you claiming to know what the absolute God's will is, you're claiming to know God better than the next guy.
Stay in the scenario here. We'll jump out there to that. I'm not giving a prescription of how you're supposed to live right now. I'm just saying if there is a prescription, there has to be a prescriber that goes beyond you and beyond me. If it doesn't go beyond you and me, then that's how it's solved. Whoever has the biggest muscles or the biggest guns.
The thing is, everything is a creation of man. And even the Bible or any doctrine...
Hey, you keep jumping back to that, and I'd love to get to it. However, this is what they call a red herring or a rabbit trail. We're going off somewhere else. So what I'm arguing from, remember, I am the atheist. I'm saying, this is my question about morality. You say that it's wrong for me to rape. And as an atheist, I say, no, it's not wrong for me to rape. How can you condemn me other than just your own opinion? Or a bunch of people's opinions. But people's opinions are like the ocean. It just flows back and forth. It's not solid. So there's nothing absolutely wrong about torturing babies. It's just wrong in your opinion. So somebody that tortures babies or wipes out the Jews, they're not actually wrong. All they're doing is just acting unfashionably. They're just acting a little taboo to the times. Because really, we're just animals. We're just time plus chance plus matter.
That's happened throughout history, too. I mean, what is sometimes killing and, genocide is fashionable. The Crusades, when the church, just wanted to, wipe out, Muslims out of the Holy Land. That it was fashionable to kill. When they burned people at the stake for not adhering to the, Holy Roman doctrine. That was fashionable to kill and torture people.
Right, okay, so during that time, like you said, was it just... Can I get in?
No,
I want to stay with you. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, ultimately, everything boils down to what is fashionable and what people agree on, whether it adheres to some doctrine or not.
Okay, so... let me continue on. Let me give a little bit of a logical inference here from what you're saying, and then we'll get to the...
By the way, I'm not an atheist either.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So if everything is fashionable, if the Crusades were a fashionable thing, then the only reason that rape or child molestation is wrong now is because that's just a fashionable thing that it's wrong right now, but it's not actually wrong. A simple yes or no. I'm going off of what you said.
Yeah, I would say, there's some culture, where rape is okay, and I'm not going to sit here and say there. I mean, perhaps there is. I believe in karma, right? So I think if you're putting out negativity, whether it be bad magic, or bad vibes, you're going to get that back ultimately through cosmic law. You can't wipe that out through invoking some deity's name. I believe in cosmic law, which to me maybe that's what I call God.
Okay, so cosmic law. Would cosmic law say that rape is absolutely wrong, child molestation is absolutely wrong?
I think taking advantage of a weaker individual, someone less I think that's wrong.
Now, what has caused you to believe in this cosmic law? Like, what evidence is there for it?
There's not.
There's not. So the child molester or the rapist that never gets caught by the system gets away with it, had his way, had his pleasure, and then dies somewhere in the Bahamas. Is there any kind of retribution?